morning. Good Thursday morning. You are joining us, Married Tribe 55 plus couples only, on our Candid Conversations with Couples podcast. Good morning. I'm your host, Linda Sam, along with my wonderful husband, Tony Sam, who's being comical this morning, but as always, it makes for a great day. We have our wonderful co-host of the show joining us, none other than Mr. Roscoe Lee Owens and Mrs. Jeanette Owens. Good morning, y'all. Good Thursday morning.
Good morning.
It is a wonderful day. Can y'all believe we're already in February?
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Got here quick.
Black History.
It is going absolutely the second day of Black History Month. I have noticed that they are taking Black History Month to a whole nother level on everything. Social media, Facebook, YouTube. If you look at all the branding, it's all, I was wondering what is BHM? I kept on seeing that everywhere. Color, BHM. I have to say, Black History Month. YouTube got BHM in the corner. Facebook, then turned the name Facebook into characters, African American. So we have really made some progresses here in 2021.
That's because we had insanity until then to make sure that people understood that what Black History Month is a Black History year.
Absolutely. Well, today, guys, we got a great couple joining us for the first debuting in this year. We have the Pharaohs joining us, Bob and Wendy Barnes Farrow.
Good morning.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's nice to be up so early in the morning in February, Black History Month, with my husband, Robert Farrell, Bob Farrell, and our little Chihuahua, which
This is
that's Chubby.
Hey,
Chubby.
well, it is great to have you guys on with us today. And this is our tribe, Married Tribe, 55 plus couples only doing the doggone thing.
Yes.
That's right.
Staying married during COVID.
Yes, and thank God we have these partners, because it would be very sad and lonely to just be stuck in sheltering in at a time like this. So I have grown to appreciate my husband even more so during this time.
Well,
Yes.
look, as already has been mentioned, Black History Month that started on the 1st. And
Yes, sir.
We had these wonderful 4 days of acknowledging what our people have struggled for a long while, a demand to get in. And finally, it seems as though the tipping point has come with what these young people out of Generation 5 have done in Black Lives Matter. Had it not, what Generation Z, what did I say?
5, you always say 5.
Generation Z, had it not been for these young people taking to the streets, most America would still not be woke. So finally, the message is breaking through. And I'd just like to say that we're blessed because white supremacy and all that stuff is cracking. Because without that cracking taking place, we would be like our folks who've been doing this since the turn of the 20th century. That's a big blessing for those of us who are still around to have seen it come to pass. No, it's been
Absolutely.
a long.
Right.
Absolutely, I agree.
So that was one of the things. Go ahead, Wendy.
I think that the pandemic created the perfect storm. I think what was happening with George Floyd, and I think the fact that people were at home and they could really see and they couldn't deny that they saw. It's no longer could they say, well, I didn't know Black people were
Right.
going through this. No, you can't say that anymore because we all watched as this man was murdered on live television or
Right.
Facebook or whatever you look at. And so I think because of the pandemic and because we had such an awful president, we needed that to wake up, because had we not had him, we would still be kind of like sleepwalking. And I think he was a wake-up call for everybody, number 45. And so here we are with all these new opportunities that have presented themselves to us through this pandemic. We're doing things in a more creative way because we have to. We've just gotten forced into a new way of existing, a new way of communicating with one another. And we have to make the best of it. And so we does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know my partner, we was talking about, just how things are changing and how, just collaborations are key, and how this has really made us come together and work together as teams. And so it wasn't by coincidence that we birthed Mary Tribe, because it was all about, all I was hearing is, by April, who are you? Who am I in this house with? My friends all across the country was talking about, I'm about to lose my mind. I'm like, girl, what you talking about? Us being newlyweds, I said, hold up. We gonna need some inspiration here, bro.
Yes.
Created this company, and here we are going into our first year, Married Tribe, 55 plus couples, so that we can have a medium to come on and be able to talk to each other and keep each other encouraged.
Right.
Roscoe and Jeanette, they've been married now. They just celebrated their anniversary. Tell us how long you guys have been with married.
This is our 17th anniversary. Together over 20, but 17 years married. In year, because my husband is the one that's everywhere all the time. I'm the homebody, you know. So I had to get used to this year walking into a room and there he was, like, oh, you're here. You're home. So he's more has to keep busy all the time. So he's been working. We've improved the yard. We've done so many things that we might not have done if we hadn't had to stay focused on home more. You know, because I'd be traveling with the grandkids. We'd be everywhere. So it's been a very interesting year, very blessed year.
Absolutely. And then Bob and Wendy, tell us how
Yes.
long you guys have been married.
Yeah, we're back.
Yes.
We're back.
Okay. Well, I guess I can say that we're the senior couple. We celebrated 32 years of marriage. Oh, don't look surprised. July 2nd.
That's
And
awesome.
I always say plus the 5 years we dated. So 32, 34, 35, 36, 38. Woo! That's a long time. We deserve awards. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of awards, we're going to get to that right there. Yes.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And
Yeah.
that's why this was so important.
He had a fro.
Once upon a time, I had a fro.
Now he got a little ponytail, a little ducktail.
I
Well,
reflect on those 30 years plus.
I had a fro too, but I
He
don't
had
even
fro.
have a ponytail.
My baby had a fro too one day.
Oh, he got it. Yeah. Hey, everybody looks great.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
We are not our hair. We learned that.
Right.
That's right.
The
That
important
is
thing
so true.
is we made it. And I'm so appreciative. How many of our parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles, and people that we've just known haven't made it this far to where we are. So in a way,
Yes.
we're really blessed to have made it so far in this environment, and we're still in there and we're still struggling. But look, here we are enjoying new technology in a way that, well, last month we couldn't even have done this. But this month, now going forward, we have the capacity to do it. Thanks, our gracious host and hostess, as well as the great technical assistance that we have to take advantage of what's out there in the world, the technology, what's floating out in the space.
That's a great segue, Bob, for our technologist to show you what he's working with. He's going to take us into a commercial, and we'll be right back. Take it away, Key.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Hi, my name is Kijano Owens. I am co-founder of Success Express Marketing Solutions. Our business is cultivating more business for your business. I want to tell you real quick about our program that is one of the most comprehensive business development online marketing support programs out there, which is the VASP, VASP, Virtual Assistant Support Program. This system allows you to operate and run your business while we help monitor and help you cultivate more business for your business online. Contact us at 909-686-1698 and visit us online at successexpressmarketing.com. Look forward to helping you take your business to the next level.
Welcome to the Jazz Zone. Allow the Jazz Zone to make your next event enjoyable and entertaining. The Jazz Zone is great for private parties, weddings, festivals, fundraisers, grand openings, and corporate affairs. Move up to the next level of entertaining with the Jazz Zone. Check out our website at jazzzone.net. That's JAZZZONE.net. Or call the Jazz Zone at 626-798-6848.
Thank you. Welcome back to Married Tribe, 55 plus couples only, Candid Conversations with Couples. Again, my name is Linda Sam with my wonderful husband, Tony Sam. And that was one of our commercial breaks that we take here on our show. Welcoming back our guests and our co-hosts, Roscoe Lee Owens and Jeanette Owens, and our wonderful guests, Bob and Wendy Farrow. We are doing some amazing things over here. Thank you so much for joining us. You can always catch us on Thursday mornings at 11 a.m. as we feature this candid conversation with couples. We're always looking for sponsors who would love to have their products and services advertised here with us. We wanted to break in quickly here with some advertisement for what is going on in 2021. Myself and Roscoe, we are part of our organization that we formed in 2010, Living Legend Foundation.
Long time.
So, yes, It is
You know,
very
I want to say this as you start that, because what happened is I saw Linda doing a project then in 2010, and I said, wait a minute, this sister is on it. I got to join this because, like you said earlier, teamwork makes the dream work. I said, well, what can I do to assist you and where are you going? Because at the time I was with Dawes Scott MacDuff and the Jamming Foundation. It was very similar. And I said, well, I just need to get on your train and let's ride. And I'm a worker, so I'll shovel the coal into the thing so we can keep this train rolling. And I appreciate Linda and her tenacity, and those that know her know that, you know, something come up, she's gonna come up with a way to do it now. And Wendy, I have to say, the last time I saw you was at the Leimert Park. You were looking fabulous as you do right now, and just following you in your career and stuff. I just like to put my like on it often. And I'm going to end with this. I appreciate what you started with the beginning of this. You said, well, wait a minute, we're going to put some prayer on it. Amen. Thank you.
absolutely. And so with that, we have for the past 10 years been honoring and celebrating the jazz and blues legends locally here in Los Angeles. And it is with great honor that we will be celebrating and honoring Miss Wendy in July.
Hey,
Saturday, July 31st, we will be celebrating and honoring you, adding you to our Living Legend Foundation awardees. And in March the 25th, save the date, y'all, we will be doing our honoree presentation via Zoom. Zoom is our new tool of choice. We are socially distancing. We are staying safe. So we are going to do our honoring via Zoom. I will be sending out that, but just save the date. So for the last Thursdays of each month, we will be announcing our honorees that we will be celebrating in July. And so we have Chester. Did you guys see Chester Whitmore's news piece last night?
no, I didn't. Somebody told me about it, though.
It was great. Great.
DeMarco on Channel 9 did a piece on him.
Oh, I love Chester. He is so
Yes,
Yeah.
so I'm honoring Chester Whitmore. His honoree presentation will be February 25th this month.
wonderful.
And then Wendy, yours, and a blues vocalist by the name of Teresa James will be on honoree presentation on March 25th. And then we have April coming up from way across the world, Mr. Bobby West, bad pianist Bobby West will be honored on April 29th. And then in May, we have Mr. Charles Smalls, bad guitar player. Yes, ma'am. He will come up in May the 27th. I'm looking at my calendar over here on the wall, y'all, trying to keep this all in my memory.
There you go.
And we have 2 more honorees in June. Roscoe, please tell me and pronounce their names for me.
Fritz Dijon Sr. and Rom Lee Michael Davis.
Oh yeah,
with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yes.
Okay.
So those will be our 7 honorees for 2021. Unless I get some wild hair and we do something later on in the year for our annual celebration that we do in December.
Wow, hair.
I may have to round out the year because I want to keep the numbers kind of even there. So we have honored In 10 years, this is our 11th year, 177
Yes.
jazz and blues legends here in Los Angeles alone. And I haven't gone across the country. This has strictly been right here in Los Angeles. So we are honored, me and my partner, to do this work, and we have been doing it now for 10 years. 11, this is our 11th year.
Well, thank you on
Yeah,
behalf
thank
of
you
all
very
the artists out here. Thank you. It's very much appreciated, to be appreciated.
That's great.
Thank you very much.
Quite a record accomplishment.
Yeah.
Here in the
Because
city.
sometimes it helps for other people to know that these artists even exist. And a lot of them have been behind the scenes, perhaps, like with Ram Lee playing with Earth, Wind, and Fire and many other artists for so many years. But some of the people may not know about him. And he's an amazing artist. So, and Smalls and all the rest that you've mentioned. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. I look forward to it. I look forward to bringing our heritage to center stage.
Yes.
I've had a conversation with a young sister, and her and I are about to take San Diego on task. She introduced something to me that I did not know about. There's a museum in San Diego called the Museum of Music. Have you guys heard about it?
No.
Oh, they have whitewashed us out of jazz.
What? Ooh.
She and I,
You saw Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, I hope. There's a definite story of that in Ma Rainey.
yes,
They wouldn't pay us and took our music and then paid entire white orchestras to play what we wrote.
Yeah. Talk about I give you $5 for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew it was great.
Yeah.
He knew it was great the whole
So we're
time.
never surprised when we hear that our culture and music has been stolen. Never surprised.
yes, that's been like that one thing that started this whole train down the Living Legend Foundation.
Yes. We must support and show the intrinsic value of the artist and those that support the artist, because the bottom line is if we don't, it won't. Period.
Absolutely.
True.
So that's why this work is very dear and near to our hearts, because we will always make sure that the next generation knows about those who came before them and whose shoulders they're standing on.
Absolutely.
That's the important work that we are doing.
Let me say this too, because Linda, as a preservationist, you have shown many of the senior artists how to preserve their name, not let it get detached, but keep it attached, and family legacy. That's that whole story that you were painting that I saw immediately. I said, there you go. If we do not celebrate us, we will not be celebrated.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm that's why I was so happy when I talked to you, Wendy. You literally you have done the thing that I was talking about. You own your name, wendybarnesfarrell.com.
Yes.
You have bought your domain so that no one else, when you're no longer here, can come back and erect a website overseas and start trying to tell us over here that they knew you and you gave them permission to erect this website and get money from us. That's the importance of owning your own domain.
Yes.
And when I started this work, and it is still true to this day, my good friend who was my birthday mate, Kenny Burrell,
That's where it started.
does not own kennyburrell.com. And that hurt me so bad in 2010 when I started doing this work. Marla Gibbs, we fought. Her daughter fought to get her name.
Right.
A guy was selling books under marlagibbs.com. And I bought an attorney to her daughter, and to this day, Marla Gibbs owns marlagibbs.com now.
I heard that.
But
Well,
these were the things that we were talking about. We're not going to have our legacy stolen right before our eyes.
and it was your first, and it was Kenny Burrell. And when I was sitting there, I was just so amazed at the power and the inclusion that you brought that evening. And that's, when you see something like that, they see something, say something. No, when you see something like that, do something. Get on the train and go to work with it, because I keep saying, if we don't, it won't.
Absolutely.
And what you said, Brother Farrell, absolutely true about them stealing and keeping.
Well, my husband always has been encouraging me over the years about my intellectual property. We tend to forget about that because it's something that it's natural for us to have things like that in our minds. And sometimes the work is not tangible, but it is still our work. And my ideas have been used with the several productions and all kinds of things. Even when I first got with Stevie Wonder, the things that I brought to the table, he had not been using a choreographer or a clothes designer. And I came to him straight from The Wiz, which was a full production with hair, makeup, clothes. And it was just one of the most amazing productions I had ever experienced. So I came with that knowledge. And so after the first time we performed live at the Roxy Theater, and in front of us were Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, and Berry Gordy. And it was my first gig with him. And I was so nervous. I'm like, whoa. And he asked me right after that show, what did I think? And I said to him, can I be honest? And he said yes. And I said, you need a choreographer and you need a clothes designer, because this is not looking real good. And we hired somebody the next day, and it changed the entire look and made it a more professional situation. So, but who would know that? So I tell these stories because nobody's going to tell those stories for me. And
Yes.
all the contributions that I've made over the years to this industry, I have to start talking about it. And I do, because other than that, people will say, no, that didn't happen. But while I can still remember to tell it, I'm telling my story. And I encourage my husband to do the same thing. So we're going to start this situation where I'm going to take maybe 1 minute episodes of him telling the history of politics in Los Angeles, and just his experience being one of the 15 council persons who helped run this entire city at one time. And I wanted to get this stuff documented, because if not us, who's going to tell that story?
Exactly. And think about technology now. It is such now where you can get in your own home, turn on your own Zoom, record it, and it's saved forever.
And
Even
that's
if
how
you
we're
don't
going to
never,
do it.
yes. So that's one of the beauties of this whole thing. We're glad that you are here as our guest. Girl, 30 minutes go by so fast. It just makes your head swim. You got a lot to talk about. And we thank Kijana in the background, our wonderful technician that is making all this come together. Thank you for tuning in to our Married Tribe 55 plus couples only. And we always take it out in song. Maybe we're going to have you to come back, Wendy.
Got to come back.
And we're starting on the 3rd and the 4th Thursdays of the month. 3rd Thursdays is going to be just us ladies.
Oh.
Then the 4th Thursdays will be just the men. So maybe what we could do, since this is in February, we'll have you to come back with us, Wendy, on the 3rd Thursday, and Bob, you come back with them on the 4th Thursday, and we'll round out this month of February, keeping it all going together. That'll be good?
Sounds wonderful.
Yes, sounds
All
good.
righty. So, honey, take us away in song.
Okay, well, first I'd like to say I believe that Bob and Wendy live around the corner from Croatian Hall.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Not too
Not
far
too
Okay,
away.
now
far.
we used to call that the Slab Hall.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
okay.
Uh-oh. What's up? And so that's where I did my first live gig on stage back in 1961.
Wow.
I was 16 years old,
Oh.
and we did a gig there with the Mighty Mighty OJs.
Oh, wow.
my
Here in
God.
San Pedro.
Unbelievable. That's right. Right there in San Pedro. That
Oh,
was my
wow.
first on stage gig.
That would be great to get them again, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a song right now. Let me know if you can hear that music. Can you hear that guitar? Start from the top. Okay. Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Mi linda.
Hey.
Good
So
song.
I always try to end it with a song. And so, as always, we thank you for joining us here
Thank
on Married Tribe 55 Plus Couples Only, our candid conversations with couples. Thank you to our guests, Wendy and Bob. Thank you for being here with us. Our co-hosts, Jeanette and Roscoe, as always. Till next week, we'll see you.
Love you all.
Big shout out to Kijana for that
TKO.
TKO, technical assistance in making this happen consistently. God bless you. And again, thank you, Wendy Barnes, for doing the prayer to be sure that we had it all right.
Yes.